have this uncontrollable urge right now to start vaping?
No.
I do. We're in a Subaru, boys. Let's do it. That was pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so welcome to the car review. Again, this is a 2013 WRX. Big thanks to my buddy Dylan for letting us play with his little Subi today. And so I mean, just getting on about the Subaru, it's just, you know, it's one of those cars that everybody knows about and everybody kind of respects it. It's just a really well-liked car. You know, I mean, Subaru, the brand itself, is really well-liked, but you know, I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but I've never met someone that just says, I hate WRXs. You don't, because they're happy little growly cars. They're like the Chihuahua of the car world. No, that's the Fiat. It's the Fiat 500. That is the Chihuahua of the car world. This is a little bit bigger than that. We'll start off with the interior of this car like I always do. It's, I don't know. I don't want to knock it because it's not a bad interior. It's just not...
It's boring.
It's not exciting. I mean, you know, I know not all interiors have to be cool, but the thing about it is that's where you spend your entire life. Whenever you're driving the car, you're on the inside, I hope. So I like it to just have a little something, and you know, I know the Subaru is cool, and I know the WRX is cool, but it just doesn't feel very cool in here. You know, I mean, you do have I love the gauge. I love how you have a massive center tachometer in the middle, and then it's red. So everything's backlit in red. I like that. The rest feels like a regular hatchback. I mean, seating position, I mean, you get these WRX seats which are on the wider side, and I've heard a lot of people complaining that the seats are a little too wide, but I'm a little too wide, so the seats actually fit really well for me. You know, if I tracked this car, I wouldn't have an issue with the seats at all. So I mean, those are sporty and cool, and I like the red WRX in them, but as far as the rest of it goes, it's just, I mean, I know it's not an expensive car, but I mean, it's just, this is 2013, and we as humans were making cooler interiors in 2013 than this car has. So, like I said, it isn't bad. It's just not exciting. I mean, obviously you don't buy a WRX for the interior. You buy it for what's under the hood. You buy it for, you know, some four-wheel drive magic. But speaking of which, it's drizzling right now. I don't think it's raining enough to warrant four-wheel drive, because the sun's out still, but it is raining. However, where this car does fall on its face a little bit in the interior quality, in the interior period, it makes up for it in every single way, because this is one of the best driving cars I've ever driven. All-wheel drive is just better. It corners so flat and grips so much that on a normal road, you will never reach the limit of how hard this car can turn. It's just, like I said earlier, it's so, oh my god, amazingly composed. I'm gonna get in trouble here. But it's just so, I'm gonna keep saying the word composed, because this car is just, it's not even breaking a sweat. And oh man, I mean, obviously these cars make, you know, great track cars just because of how well they're set up, and man, this car's set up good. The steering weight, a lot of people complain was a little too light, and I don't know, I disagree. I feel like the steering weight's actually pretty spot on for you know, for as much as this car weighs. 3,200 pounds, by the way, so you're not flinging around a whole lot of weight. And honestly, I think the steering feels great. I love the feedback the wheel gives you. It looks like you know exactly which way you're pointing the wheels, and you get plenty of feedback from the front wheels as far as you know when you're kind of pushing the car a little bit. You know where the tires are at, and again, no complaints about the steering wheel whatsoever. The steering wheel itself, I actually really like. You have really deep 9 and 3 notches, and the 10 and 2 grips are there. They're small, but they're perfect. They fit your hands perfectly.
Not a flat bottom.
Not a flat bottom wheel. Mark on Subaru for that one. So the looks of this car, I know a lot of people are, were a little when the hatchback came out, and but man, I've got a thing for hatchbacks and hatchback WRX. This car just speaks to me, man. I love the way this thing looks. You know, you get that big, you get the, I know, I think in 2011, they added kind of the bigger, almost fender flares with the grills in the front that the STI had, and just widened the car out a little bit, and just something about the hatchback, like I said, is just freaking perfect on this car. So another thing I love about this car is the clutch. One, it's a perfect weight, and two, it grabs very gradually at the right time. You know, it's like you know, comparing this car to the Speed 3 especially, and maybe it's not all Speed 3s, maybe just the ones that I've driven, but the Speed 3, it seems like you have a mile of travel in the clutch pedal, and then you just come up, and then right at the very top, it catches, and then, you know, you've disrupted the whole car. This car, super smooth, man. Haven't had an issue missing a gear. The clutch doesn't feel like it's having any kind of issues. I love it. The shifter now, again, mixed bag of feelings about the shifter. The shifter itself feels amazing. It's very tight. You know exactly what gear you're going into. So we've been driving this car for a hot minute now, and I haven't missed a gear. And you know, obviously, you know, things happen when you drive a new car. You know, a car you've never driven before, and I have not missed a single gear in this car. The shifter itself feels great. That being said, it needs one more gear. In the WRX in 2013, you only got a 5-speed. And in 2013, you need a 6-speed. I think this car, I know in the STI, I believe you got a 6-speed, and I just feel like it could use one more gear. We're driving over to the spot where we film at, and we had to get on the freeway for a few minutes, and you know, I mean, maybe I'm used to driving just a big, lazy V8, but I mean, the RPMs are sitting at like 3,400 RPMs on the way over here, and it feels a little high to me. So 6 gear would be nice, but when you're in the power, and when you're, you know, first through fourth, you know, which is, you know, any kind of track stuff, that's where you're going to be playing anyway. No issues at all there. That one's totally fine. Not completely stock. He's done a muffler delete, which sounds good, and he's done a Cobb access port tune. So, you know, it's not completely stock, but it's just the right amount of just oomph, man. I love the way these boxers run. You know, Subarus for the longest time, have had just this cult following that just anybody who ever buys a Subaru, they will just own a Subaru for the rest of their lives. And, you know, driving this car, you can kind of feel why. You know, it just, like I said, it kind of has that X factor to it of everything about it's just kind of perfect, except for the squeaky brakes. But everything about it's just kind of perfect. I mean, and it's a super comfortable car. You can do anything with it. I mean, he's got a roof rack on top for bikes. You can fit, you know, people in the back comfortably, and it drives really well, and it sounds really good, and it's really comfortable. And again, let's just go fast again. That's what I really care about doing. 45 is where it kicks. God, that clutch just, man, it's just smooth. This car is just butter to drive. What do you think? Quick? Yeah, just super quick. I mean, it's not fast. It's not like, it's not like the Camaro I drove. It's not fast, but it's just very, very quick, and it revs really well. I mean, it does rev for a long time, it feels like, but it never falls flat on its face. Like I said, anything up to about 4,000 RPMs. I mean, again, it's not like you have no power. It's like, come on, come on, come on, and then as soon as 4,500 RPMs, boom, it hits, and you're gone. You know, one thing about this car that's not good, and it's making me do right now, is, especially in the corners, you feel a little invincible. You know, you're like, it's 4-wheel drive. You can take this corner fast, so let's take it fast. Oh, that is dangerous, because, yeah, you should never feel brave in a car. The second you feel brave in a car, bad things happen. This car is definitely confidence inspiring, man. You do feel like you're a rally driver driving this car. You know, the interior starts to make sense to me. You know, it's like, you don't care about the interior. You know, you have one thing in front of you that matters. You have the tack, which is, you know, again, the most important thing in front of you. And then it's just an amazing driving car. You know, it's like, why do you need to have an amazing interior if the car's this good? Because all it's, you know, all an amazing interior is going to do on a car this good is make the car more expensive. You know, so now I like what Subaru did with not putting the most expensive interior in it, because then it would make this car, you know, less affordable, and less people would be able to enjoy what this car is meant to do, and that's to drive. Yeah, good mark on Subaru for that one. So I take back everything bad I said about the interior now, because it really kind of makes sense. It's a comfortable car. Let's try it again for first gear. It pulls well. Yeah, I feel like this car, I think anything, you know, that 0 to 60, 70, 80 is where this car really shines. I think as soon as you start going a little bit faster, I think it starts to fall off a little bit. Just doesn't pull quite as strong in, you know, higher miles per hour range. But yeah, it's fine. This is a dig car. Alright guys, well this has been one of the most fun cars that I've ever gotten to review, just because it's just got so much soul to it. I mean, this is one of those cars that genuinely feels happy, makes you smile, and I completely understand the idea behind it and just why people love these cars so much. I think, you know, I mean, I know this is the car you want. I mean, not this one, you want a little bit older one, but I mean, so after today, do you still want a WRX?
Yes.
It's just a good car, man. There's just no complaints about it. So I mean, it isn't perfect, but again, you know, it's, you know, imperfections are just hugely outweighed by its perfections. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's been a freaking blast to drive this car. Thank you, Dylan, for letting me drive your WRX, man. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.